Welcome back to Online Darts, everyone. We're here at Madison Square Garden. We've got the Nathan Aspinall. Nathan, back in America, and you finally get the chance to defend your title that you never lost.
Yeah, well, to be fair, my mate was saying before we came out that, do you reckon there's ever been a tournament where there's two participants defending the title?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously Smith won it last year. But yeah, it's amazing to be back. Obviously last year was unfortunate circumstances for myself. Obviously coming back from an injury, fell down the ranking. So yeah, I totally understand why they didn't put me back in it, but I've proved my worth again and I'm back here. And you know, obviously this time it's not Vegas, it's New York, and yeah, it's kind of another pinch myself moment. Can't believe I'm in the Big Apple.
Just chatting off camera there, we were comparing it to Vegas. It's a completely different vibe, isn't it?
It's manic. Like, we flew out yesterday, and me and my partner had been up since 5 this morning, so we said we might as well get up and have a walk round. And even at like 6:30 this morning, it was manic. It was crazy place. But yeah, looking forward to going and seeing some of the sites. Obviously we are here to work and put a show on, but you know, when you don't often get to these amazing places. We spend a lot of time in your Germanys and your Hollands and places like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the darts and also looking forward to seeing what New York's got to offer.
The boy from Stockport playing darts in Madison Square Garden. When you just think about that, it's actually a pinch yourself moment.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I say it quite a lot. There's a lot of moments in my life where I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. And yeah, I think on Friday it's gonna be butterflies. It's gonna be probably the hairs on my arms will be standing up, because obviously the best sports people, the best singers have performed at Madison Square Gardens, and like you said, little old Nathan from Stockport's doing it. So amazing, you know, what dreams are made of, and really looking forward to getting going.
What's this do for the sport as well, playing here and seeing on the billboards in Times Square, darts, the PDC all over, that this is just like a real iconic breakthrough for the sport? Massive.
Obviously last year was the first one, and I watched the interview that he did with Matt the other day, and he was saying obviously ticket sales have increased. It's obviously working, isn't it? So what Matt and the team do for not just obviously myself as a player, but the sport as a whole is fantastic. You know, we go in Australia again, and obviously here in New York, it's amazing. It just shows where the game's at, you know, and it's going to be a sellout I believe on Saturday night. So to have that many people coming watching us guys playing in Madison Square Gardens in New York, a game of darts, brought out of the pub, unbelievable.
Now you're very family orientated, and we see your girls at darts when they can and whatever. What's it going to be like for them watching Daddy play at Madison Square Garden as well?
They probably won't watch me. They probably won't watch me at all. But obviously, my daughter is she's 12 in 2 weeks, and she loves America. She loves the people, the way they talk, and all that stuff. And they're dead like enthusiastic, aren't they? So she loves it. And we actually FaceTimed her before when we was in like a proper American diner. Yeah. And she's like, oh, that's amazing. And obviously she knows what her daddy's doing this weekend. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice for me. It's nice for my family to see, you know, my mum, you know, her son playing at such an iconic venue, and obviously the kids, their dad playing in New York. It's, you know, I hope I'm making them proud, and you know, hope I'm teaching them to try and achieve something in their lives.
I have to ask you about Aberdeen, because we haven't spoken to you since. It was a roller coaster for us watching the night. So for you, obviously the high, the low. What was just that whole night like?
It started off great. I felt so good against Johnny, but the crowd started in the Johnny game, and I had a feeling that it could be bad, because obviously Peter went out as well, and you know, I'm not one to make excuses, as you know, but it really got to me. And again, I don't like saying stuff, but I thought it was very out of order. I thought it was out of order, that crowd. It was probably one of the biggest games in my career, and the whistling was absolutely disgusting. Obviously, it affects both people, but there was more pressure on me to have to win that game, and you know, I didn't like it. I you know, committed 4 months to this tournament, and it all came down to that final game, and I felt the crowd really affected me. Maybe I should learn to handle it better. I don't know, but yeah, I was very disappointed. I wasn't upset with what happened, because obviously looking back in the 4 months, I messed up a few times. The Peter Wright game, the final against Gezi, week 1 against Dobie. These moments when I know I should have won matches, so I can't just blame that one moment. But yeah, I was very angry after the game, but that's the past now, and I'm here in New York, new tournament.
We spoke to Johnny afterwards on the Friday, and he called you an absolute gentleman because you dropped him a text, and he said most players wouldn't even think about that straight after such a low moment, but he said a touch of class from you, dropping him text. That takes a lot to do as well.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're very good mates, not just me and Johnny, but as a whole, especially the Premier League lads, we spent 4 months with each other, and at the end of the day, it's not Johnny's fault that I lost that game, it's not Gezzy's fault I lost that game, it's my fault. So I always say this, at the moment there's a lot going on, we call it wet fish, as you know. There's a lot of people that are struggling and who just being bad losers in my opinion. Look at weekend, bloody hell. You know what I mean? I missed double 12 for a 9 darter, and I had an absolute disaster, but I still shook his hand, walked off. It's not their fault that I've messed up. So listen, it's not hard, it's a 2-minute text, well done mate. And I genuinely meant it. I've got on really well with Johnny and I did hope him all the best. But yeah, maybe I saved myself a tonking in the finals first of all, because I would have got smashed when I by the looks of it.
Did you watch the Premier League finals?
I only watched the last. I turned it on when Gezzy took a 1-6-1 out against Van Gogh in the final. I didn't watch the semis, but I've seen the stats, and Gezzy was pretty special, wasn't he?
It was unreal, yeah.
So I kind of did say that I've probably saved myself a whooping, and at least I didn't have another day at home.
With again the social media post that the boys bantering on Michael Smith afterwards, we spoke to Smith and he was like, I was always going home, but I didn't get the memo about going out.
Oh, did he go home? Did he?
Yeah, his dad drove him straight home afterwards.
To be fair, he had done that a lot. He'd just go home generally after the Premier League. But listen, if I was there, I would have been with him. As you know.
Right, look, for you, it's all positives. We know you were in a dark place at one point during this year, but the confidence is back, the smile's back, and we see you performing on stage now. That must fill you with confidence heading into this weekend.
Yeah, like he's touched on there. After the Brighton game against Peter, my head went. I feel like I'm nearly sorted out, but like literally to the point of like nervous breakdown stuff. Like,
we saw it backstage. It wasn't nice to see.
So many problems, all came from off the hockey, not on the hockey. To be quite honest with you, and it just shows that darts is a lot of it's up there, and my head was in a bad place. But we sorted that out now. Everything in my life is roses. Picked up my new car, just bought a new house.
We saw on Instagram,
got a new house, moving out of Stockport, kind of like a fresh start for me and my family. And I feel good. I've been speaking to a sports psychologist who has helped me wonders. I'm not embarrassed to admit that. I think more people should do it. I think it really, really, really helped me out. And I feel good. And what can I not be happy about? I'm here doing a media day in New York. Do you know what I mean? This is what dreams are made of, and I'm trying to take the positive. I'm trying to be more positive now on life, and I feel like it's working, and hopefully long may it continue.
We're seeing the top 5 in the world here. Old Nathan Aspinall back to being his underdog that he likes to play.
Yes, I loved it. I won it as the underdog last time, so I love it, because at the end of the day, there's no pressure on my shoulders. The pressure's on Michael Smith, Michael Van Gogh. Some of these guys probably don't even know who I am. Who come and watching it, but they know who these top 4 are. So I'll just go out there, do my thing. Listen, you said it yourself, the way I'm playing, my scoring is up there with probably Gary Anderson in his prime.
Unreal.
Yeah, I don't think I've had an average under about 118, 119 first night in probably the last 5 or 6 games. I've just now got to start hitting my doubles, because I think if I start hitting my doubles with my scoring, I'll be one tough cookie to beat, and hopefully that clicks in this weekend.
Is that still with the slim down darts? You're still using those ones?
Yeah, and I've had a new set that I'm picking up after New York, even slimmer. A new generation, so I would say. Little tip there. There's some new darts, hopefully should be coming out soon, but yeah, they're even slimmer. And once New York's out of the way, I've got a few weeks off to try and have a practice with them, because I won't be in Hildesheim. Got a few exhibitions booked in, so I can give them a go, and fingers crossed that might make the scoring even better, believe it or not.
Are all eyes on the Winter Gardens for Nathan Aspinall then?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, I think it's Poland's before that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
in terms of ranked events, like the big one.
Events, I was never playing any of the German Pro Tours. I may need to start, because I'm like 59th in the
I was going to say, it's getting a little...
me and Smith feel like just sneaking in at the moment, but we've got another 14 Pro Tours. I'm not worried about that. That'll come good at the end of the year. But now we've got, obviously, this weekend, I say a few exhibitions booked in, the daughter's birthday, spend some time at home, and then obviously as soon as July the 1st comes, it's manic again. So June could be a nice downtown month for me, ready for a big end of the year.
Nathan, pleasure as always, mate.
No problem, mate.